Basically, I talked about coming to terms with being an artist in a small town, that you don't have to live in a big city and have millions of people buying your art for millions of dollars to be fulfilled as an artist. That there are performance opportunities as a singer that you don't expect to have.
Yeah.
And just how to get in on that, through tweeting the right person, asking the right question, and being open to opportunity.
Now, you're on Twitter at
Lead and Kern.
Lead and Kern. Explain that to me.
That is a graphic design term, actually, typography, back when they used to set lead type. Leading.
That's cool.
Leading is the lines between or the space between the lines, and Kern is the space between the letters. And I'm a graphic designer and a type nerd, so.
So it all works.
So that's how I got it.
That's cool. Now, this whole thing of you performing at the Kansas State Fair and essentially opening for art is an amazing story. You pretty much just tweeted with them back and forth.
I didn't tweet with Heart. I tweeted the Kansas State Fair.
Kansas State Fair people. Not their, like, publicity people and all these other go-betweens. The actual fair. I looked up I searched Kansas State Fair on Twitter. Whatever I came up with, I said, how do I audition? They gave me an email address. I emailed that person and they said, well, what are your credentials? Do you have any performance credentials? And I was like, where do I begin? Because I've been doing this all of my life. And they said, well, basically, we just need to see an audition tape. And so, when I say tape, it should just be video. But, you know, no one has tapes anymore. But they just wanted an audition video. And I emailed that in, and the next day they said Hearts. They got with you.
Yeah.
That's cool. Now, was that the realistic expectation of, hey, if I get to perform, you're going to put me with Heart, or did you...
I admit part of me was kind of scared that I was going to get an email saying, we would like you to open for the Demolition Derby this year. And, of course, if I auditioned, it was because I wanted to do it, and I'm not going to turn anything down. I'm not going to turn up my nose. I wanted to make some publicity, a chance to get out there. But Heart was the hope, I will admit. Like, if I could have picked anyone, that would have been who I would have picked. So,
That's cool. Now, how much media attention did you get from that?
Because
I noticed, I think you were like, weren't you on the front of the paper in the Bee or something?
Oh, I might have been. Actually, I used to work at the paper, and I'm in the Bee a lot.
Okay.
One of my friends still works there, and she doesn't actually decide what's in there, so it's not any sort of favoritism or anything that I ever get in there. I've just had a really busy year, and they were making jokes about whether me or my friend Bob Colliday were going to be the people that made it in the Bee this year more. So... but yeah, I think I can thank Patsy Terrell for that photo ending up in the Bee, actually.
Now, take me through the process from the day of the show all the way up to the performance. Did they have you show up at a certain time, and did you have to sound check and all these things?
No,
or was it just show up, do your thing? And
it was just a cold run. Like they said, show up. I don't even remember the time. It was like 45 minutes before the show. Meet us at this door. We'll take you on stage, do your thing, and that's it. And I got there early because I was like, all right, I don't want to be walking around the fair eating corn dogs and then get on the stage, you know. So we got there early and waited, and people started getting ushered back to meet Heart, and that wasn't part of the deal. I got tickets to the show. I wasn't technically supposed to meet Heart, but people were getting ushered back. And so I could tell who had the power in that one, and I was just like, hey, so I'm singing the anthem, and what do I got to do? And he kind of looked both ways and just gave me a bracelet. And it was right before I had to go on stage. So I was ushered straight back to them. Like, if you look at the picture, it's a little awkward. Like, they're like, they don't have time to talk to everybody who comes back or anything. They're just like, stand there, take the picture, and then they put me right on stage and I sang, and it was over. It was very fast.
Wow. So did you get any feedback that night from either social media or emails or people calling you or texting you? Or?
Yes, and yes. And also just walking back to my seats at the concert, people kept stopping me and saying they cried or that it really moved them, and how it felt really good. It was nice. Cool. I got a lot of feedback, and then my phone started blowing up with tweets and tags on Facebook, and it was pretty cool. And then people that weren't there started tweeting me like, "You were awesome," and I'm like, "How do you know?" Like, it just happened. I'm still here. So it was pretty cool.
Is there any video anywhere? Did anybody get any video?
There are 2 YouTube videos, and I actually tweeted the links during my talk. I set up TweetDeck. Cool. So the links are at hashtag #SmallTown2012. If you look for Lead and Kern's tweets, one of them will have both YouTube videos.
That's cool.
So,
so what's the next big achievement, or what are you trying to get now? Are you?
Well, since I did so many art shows and did a lot of music this year, and I also have been very politically involved, I've been a bit of an activist, and with the election being over, next is time to clean the house and hang out with my family and just relax a little bit. I have a couple like Christmas gigs, just singing at some Christmas parties around town. And then I think next summer I'll do some more art shows.
That's
but
cool.
I'm just kind of regrouping, getting some new work out there, and it has been such a big year that I need to take a pause and be ready for the next big push.
That's cool. Well, thanks for doing this. I appreciate it. We're going to check back in here from the State of Now, Small-Town 2012 here in just a few moments here on KJACradio.com.